Alright, so there we go. So got that off the tripod now. Alright, so this is just going to be a very quick look around the room at some of the things that are different than they were before. And yeah, if we look on the couch here, we can see some of the things that I was just using in my video response. I would make a different separate video for this, but I mean, it's kind of a pain. It's hard to explain why. But either way, it's just easy to tack it on to the end, since it kind of does go along with what I wanted to do today anyway. So anyway, this is the World of Nintendo cabinet. I showed this as one of my other videos. It features a lot of my NES stuff along with the Game & Watches. It's a lot of the older Nintendo things you'll see on here. And of course the Japanese stuff down here. It's missing my box Famicom and box Disk System, because obviously I just used them in the video response. And down here we have a lot of my boxed NES consoles. In front of a mess, of course. Things are definitely not clean yet. That's why I'm waiting until things are a lot cleaner before I do my complete room tour. And that will probably be after I get back from vacation. But anyway, as you can see, I have like my deluxe set down there, and the power set with the power pad and stuff like that. But yeah, so that's my World of Nintendo cabinet. It does have a light built into it, although it's not on right now. So yeah, but anyway, I hope I can get in here and show these things. This first cabinet here, this is the PSP cabinet, and there's also this Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D magnet thing stuck to the metal in between the cabinets. This features a lot of the older consoles. So you have like ColecoVision, Intellivision, you have Telstar Pongs, the Lloyd's kind of Pong console, the Paddle 4, more Pong consoles and stuff down here. And then if we get to the very bottom, we have my boxed Vectrexes and another Telstar and a Nintendo 64 racing wheel. So there are some, like I tried to make each set of shelves kind of themed, but sometimes there was just not enough room for everything, so I had to mix and match some things. The next shelf over, the Xbox ones, we had PSP one over there, now we're at Xbox. It features a lot of Atari things. It'd probably be better to work from the bottom up, but oh well. So we have some Atari computers on the top, like the 400, the XE, we have the Leisure Vision there, a whole bunch of Jaguar and Lynx stuff here. And then we go down, we have Gemini 7800, Atari 5200, and then we have 6 different variations of the Atari 2600. And then at the bottom is have a whole bunch of box stuff, Atari boxes and things like that. Funny thing here I'll point out quickly is that there's actually a few different box variations for the 5200. We have one of them here. You can see this 52 box right here. It's that white one there. And then there's another one right there with the massive Atari on it. So it's like almost twice as big as the other one. It's kind of funny. Anyway, next shelf over, we have Nintendo 64 stuff. A whole bunch of different accessories at the bottom. We go up a bit, we have a Japanese 64 with a disc reader on the bottom, Pokemon 64, and a few other things there. Go up, we have my colored 64s, featuring a few different colors there, green, orange, dark blue, and pink. We also have light blue hooked up to my TV, which you're not going to be able to see from here. And I don't have the see-through gray one yet, although to make up for that I do have the Japanese exclusive see-through blue and white one. So in the box, so I think that more than makes up for not having the, what I would consider the most boring of the colored North American Nintendo 64s. Up here we have my Neo Geo CD, along with my main Neo Geo. And at the top we have some CDI and 3DO stuff. I know that there's a bit of a glare. That is the one thing that stinks with the doors, although the doors are really cool too, so it makes it look really authentic. But yeah, so stuff up there. And this was the PlayStation 3 cabinet, which was beside the Xbox cabinet. Moving on more to the left, try not to step on anything, because like I said, I did want to get it more clean. We have Super Nintendo stuff. So on the top there we have the Super Scope, along with a few other things, like a Nintendo 64 set there with the Mario All-Stars plus Mario World wireless Super Nintendo controllers. We go down, we have a big space for my Super Famicom box, and the Super Famicom loose console I'm missing from. Although we have a Japanese Super Famicom mouse there. And we do have some other Super Nintendo stuff along there. We go down our shelf, we have the GameCube shelf, with a few GameCube boxes and accessories and things like that, along with my Korean Game Boy player in the box, which is really bizarre. And if we go down, we have the Wii shelf. So we have Wii Fit, we have a few of the big box Wii games, and Zelda and Mario Special Edition boxes. Then at the very bottom, we have a few different Wii boxes, like the black, blue, and red ones. And that was the PlayStation 2 shelf. Yes, I know that the signs at the top don't really make any sense, and that the Atari shelf has the Xbox Live door on it. Originally I had different plans for where things were going to go, but unfortunately I changed my mind partway through, and it's really hard to change the doors while there's shelves in there and stuff, so the signs can be easily changed if I want to at some point. Nothing's final, of course, but the doors are a very big pain to change, and they probably, that Xbox One probably won't be changed for a very long time, if ever. Anyway, moving on, we have the Nintendo shelf, which has Sega stuff in it. I mean, that makes sense. At the very bottom, if we move this out of the way, which I was using for my video response, we have some random Sega boxes at the bottom, like Dreamcast, Saturn, Japanese Dance Dance Revolution for Dreamcast. Next shelf up, we have Game Gear and Master System, right there. Next shelf up from that, we have Saturn. I know there's still a bit of a glare, I apologize for that. Of course, the full room tour will be a lot nicer. Next shelf up, we have my massive Saturn arcade stick, along with some boxed Dreamcast keyboards and memory cards. One more shelf up, we have Dreamcast. That's a Japanese Dreamcast box, along with some other stuff. There's the Japanese, North American Black Dreamcast Sports Edition. And one more shelf up, we have, I will open this, because the top shelf seem to have the most glare, unfortunately. We have Genesis, so we have some Genesis arcade sticks, 32X, the Nomad, the CD, and the Genesis 3 box there, along with some accessories and stuff up there. We move back one more time, and we look at the bottom. We have a Halo 3 set. The funniest part is I don't even have a 360 to play that. We have some PC Engine joysticks down there, 3DO box, Turbo Duo box. Up another shelf, we kind of have an Xbox / PlayStation shelf where we have my Blue Special Edition Xbox, a massive hard case for carrying an Xbox in, Virtual Boy box, Sega CD Lethal Enforcers box. Next shelf up is all PlayStations. We have PlayStation 2, a Drum Master there, massive PlayStation arcade stick behind, and like a whole bunch of different variations of the original PlayStation. Some modded, some foreign, some of the different versions of the PS1. It's really neat. Next shelf here, we're missing my my PC Engine core graphics, which I used in the video response. Although we do have my the Turbo Express there, along with TurboGrafx 16, and that is the styrofoam for the Super Graphics. Unfortunately, the top overlay kind of thing is missing from it. I have a suspicion that when I bought it from the thrift store, they threw it out before putting it out for sale because they're kind of dumb at some of the thrift stores I go to. And a few other things back there. And on the very top shelf here, we have my loose Vectrex. We have a Virtual Boy. We have the Virtual Boy carrying case, a few games there, and the U-Force, which is a terrible accessory for the NES. So yeah, that is just a quick look at the shelves that I set up along the wall. I mean, even though it was a really quick look, it ended up taking like 8 minutes. Of course, behind me, you have the usual NES games and stuff like that. Still at 655, it hasn't been growing very much lately at all, and that is the sound of my tripod falling over, but who cares really. On this shelf here, it's a bit changed. We have the Miracle piano for the NES at the top, and a few other things have been changed, although not much. It's still a really massive mess at the bottom there. If we go out here, we have this room hasn't changed much. Still have all my Super Nintendo games, Nintendo Power. Although instead of Nintendo 64 games being here, we now have my Intellivision box games beside my Neo Geo games. And if we go here, we have two shelves that everyone should have seen in another video. And those are my PlayStation shelf, which features my PlayStation games. The Final Fantasy Special Edition set of my Wonder Swan Color was not in there last time, although that is in there now. And it also has some boxed consoles and stuff like that at the bottom. If we turn to the left here, something that was not here last time is my new PSP display stand, and it still has a PSP on it that was featured at the store, although unfortunately it's pretty beat up. As you can see, it has a scratch on the screen there. It's missing the R button, and of course is missing the easily broken thumbstick, although it's still really neat to have been able to pick this up. And in the bottom there's just a few PSP games and accessories and things like that. This shelf here, of course, hasn't changed at all since I last showed it. It features a whole bunch of my Game Boy Advance and Game Boy stuff, along with a DS and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. And to the left here, the last thing I'm going to show is one more World of Nintendo cabinet, and it features all of my GameCube games and Wii games, some other Nintendo stuff. It's pretty much just leaving room for my Wii and GameCube games to expand. The shelf's kind of just like filler for now. Features all of my boxed Nintendo 64 games, along with all of my loose Nintendo 64 games, which are no longer stuck on the floor, which is awesome, because I hated having them down there. So it's great to finally have them somewhere where they can be seen and easily taken from, like, to play, not when people come over and steal them. I hope not. Anyway, so yeah, more accessories down there, and at the very bottom, we have some more random things, along with a lot of my tabletop arcade units. But yeah, so basically, it's been a lot of work organizing these things nicely, moving things around. But yeah, it's all paying off. Unfortunately, there's still a really big mess to clean up. But yeah, so I plan to get all that done before actually doing a nice, room tour. But yeah, hopefully that was just a quick thing to show everyone what things look like. And hope it's okay with tacking that on to the end of the video response. But yeah, I think that's all that today's video is going to be about. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And I hope to see you next time for something different. So thanks, and see you then.